Let's talk about one of the most important things happening in America right now that's not getting nearly enough attention: the CHIPS and Science Act. It's not just legislation, it's an economic turning point. And if you've been worried about tariffs, trade wars, or China's grip on our supply chains, this act is the light at the end of that tunnel. Here's what it is. The CHIPS and Science Act is a $280 billion legislative package passed by Congress and signed into law to rebuild America's semiconductor industry. Of that, about $52 billion is being invested directly into semiconductor manufacturing, research, and development. Another $24 billion in tax credits is going toward companies that build and expand chip production on U.S. soil. This isn't a bailout, it's a rebirth. For decades, we offshored chip manufacturing to Asia, mostly Taiwan, South Korea, and yes, China. It was cheaper, until it wasn't. COVID, supply chain breakdowns, and now tariffs have exposed just how dangerous that dependency really is. Chips run everything from iPhones and data centers to cars, planes, satellites, and missile systems. When the supply dries up, entire industries stall. And when you rely on geopolitical rivals to power your military tech, that's not just bad policy, that's a national security risk. That's why the CHIPS Act matters so much. It's not about politics, it's about survival. And beyond that, it's about opportunity. America is positioning itself to dominate the next 50 years of innovation. AI, quantum computing, aerospace, defense, and autonomous everything, and it all starts with chips. This act isn't just about bringing factories home, it's about building an ecosystem, training the workforce, incentivizing research, creating a resilient domestic tech infrastructure that can't be sabotaged by foreign interests. What does that mean for investors? Let's start with the obvious winners. Intel. They've committed to building one of the largest chip fabs in Ohio. This project alone could receive up to $10 billion in CHIPS Act funding and another $10 billion in private and state investment. They're not trying to catch up to Taiwan, they're trying to leapfrog the entire global competition. Intel stock could benefit as investors start pricing in the return of U.S. manufacturing dominance. Next, Taiwan Semiconductor and Samsung are also building facilities in Arizona and Texas. Yes, they're foreign companies, but they're investing here. That means American jobs, U.S. supply chains, and less reliance on overseas production. It also means local partners, construction firms, and tool makers like Applied Materials and ASML could see tailwinds. Now look at Nvidia. Already the dominant player in AI chips, Nvidia depends on a steady stream of advanced manufacturing. With CHIPS Act investments boosting domestic capabilities, Nvidia's risk exposure to China shrinks. That's a long-term bullish signal, especially as AI demand ramps. Also in the mix, Texas Instruments, Micron, Global Foundries, and Lam Research. All heavily tied to US-based manufacturing, all potential beneficiaries of CHIPS funding or associated tax breaks. This isn't a short-term play. Plants take years to build. R&D takes time to deliver breakthroughs. But what you're witnessing is the start of an industrial reset, one that puts America back in control of its destiny, and creates long-term value for investors smart enough to see past the headlines. Yes, tariffs are disruptive, but they're temporary. The CHIPS Act is structural. It's the foundation of a stronger economy, built on independence, resilience, and world-class innovation. So while everyone else panics about China, inflation, or volatility, look ahead. Follow the money. The future is being built right here, and it's being powered by silicon. If you want more investor-first analysis like this, don't forget to like and subscribe before you go. And if you're building your own future, grab our free guide 5-Minute Money Shift, linked below. Real talk, real tools, real results. Subscribe now, because America's next growth story is just getting started.